Alright guys, today we're going to talk about and compare different printers, different DTF printers to be more specific. And the reason why we're doing this video is because there's a lot of different brands out here and it can get pretty confusing when comparing all the different DTF printers, and DTF printers are hot right now. So we're going to compare a few of the major brands that we know about, such as ProColored, Omni Print, Uninet, of course Prestige, the Prestige brand with All American Print Supply Co., and finally the question mark in the room and the spoiler is X-Tool with their new printer that's coming out that boasts a lot of potential in the industry. And we're going to compare the main things that matter with these printers that I think it matters, which is first and foremost the prices of all the printers. What matters is how fast each of them can print, along with, for you people that are into that, the tech specs and the, how fast they can print, etc., and what's included with the bundles. All right. So first up is the ProColored F13 Pro Panda DTF printer. That printer is the printer that everybody's seen online. That pretty much looks like a panda, right? And it's a true up to 13-inch print area on that specific printer. It has a dual XP600 Epson print heads, so that's two XP600 print heads, and it boasts that it can print 5 to 8 minutes per print, or 4.5 minutes for the A4 size print. All right, and an A4 size, for those who don't know, is approximately 8.27 by 11.69 inches. All right, and so it's about, if you do the math, that's about 12 to 15 prints per hour. All right, for that specific A4 size print, 12 to 15 prints per hour. All right, and they say it prints 1440 DPIs, dots per square inch. So keep those numbers in mind. All right. 12 to 15 prints per hour, roughly, right? And the price with the stand and the fume extractor and everything, wait, no, the fume extractor is not included. The price with the stand is $6,998 for everything included. You get the printer, you get the shaker, baker, oven, and you get a stand. So ask around, make sure you guys are doing your research when you're researching what DTF printer you should buy. And I know most of you guys are in your house, so you're looking for something that can fit in the door, in your bedroom, or in the basement or something like that. Okay. Next printer we're going to look at is the Omni Print DTF printer. The Omni Print DTF printer. The Omni DTF printer is not quite 13 inches. It boasts that it prints up to 14.5-inch print area. It has a 14.5-inch print area. And with these print areas, guys, if I say it prints 13-inch, then you're going to get about 12 inches. All right. So Omni gives you a good, if it says it prints up to 14.5, then you're going to get at least 13-inch. You're going to get a true 13-inch DTF printer, right? So the Omni Print also has dual i3200 Epson print heads, which is a lot of power packed into that Omni Print DTF printer, to be honest with you. i3200s on a 13-inch DTF printer or 14.5 DTF printers overkill, but it's going to give you some excellent resolution. So they're going top tier with this DTF printer right here. All right, so it boasted it prints up to 20 square feet per hour, or 60 12 by 12 inch sheets per hour. That's a lot. That's a lot, guys. 20 square feet per hour. That's okay. Versus the last one, the ProColored, which is what was it? The other one didn't say how many square feet per hour, but it told us how many prints. Compared to this one, 60 12 by 12 inch prints per hour. The other one was about 12 to 15. The ProColored was about 12 to 15 prints per hour, right? This one is 60 12 by 12 prints per hour. All right, and that's 12 by 12. That's a little bit bigger than the ProColored, but that means you're making a lot more money. Anyway, I digress. All right, so It boasts up to 3600 DPIs, and that's due to those dual I3200 print heads, Epson print heads. But the price guys, oh my gosh, the price, $17,995 for that. No stand, fume extractor not included. I'm going to keep on mentioning a fume extractor because a fume extractor I think is something that's very, very important, because before anything comes our health, guys. Comes our health, all right? So just keep that in mind. So far we got the ProColored at $6,998, and then we got the Omni Print at $17,995. All right, you can print super faster with the Omni Print, but I don't know anybody personally, unfortunately, that's has the Omni Print that's had a good time with it. So I'll just leave it at that. All right, do your research for yourself. All right, next up, actually not next up, I crossed that off the list. The Uninet DTF 3000, I think the Uninet DTF 3300, I think that printer's been discontinued, so we're gonna X that off for our list. So we're gonna skip past that, and we're gonna go to the Prestige R2 Pro, which is the printer that I have that's tried and true as far as I'm concerned, and that's the printer that I believe at this moment everybody should go with if you're looking to get into the DTF game on a budget. All right, so the Prestige R2 Pro has up to a 13-inch print area, which means, like I said, which means you're going to get about 12 inches wide as far as the print is concerned. It has a dual Epson 1600 print heads, so that's two Epson 1600 print heads, and I think those print heads are pretty significantly good, right? Because I haven't had any claws or anything like that. And it can print up to 30 to 35 square feet per hour. 30 to 35 square feet per hour. All right, so that's a lot. That's a lot versus 30 to 35 square feet per hour. But if you remember, the Omni Print one was only 20 square feet per hour, and also the ProColored one was even less than that. All right, because it's had those slower print heads. All right, so this is a prime example of you get what you pay for, kind of, sorta. All right, and the Uninet, I mean the Prestige R2 Pro, for the whole bundle with the fume extractor is $10,499.99 plus tax, of course, and stuff like that, and shipping. You get no stand and no fume extractor. But it's worth an honorable mention to mention that the shaker oven, which the Miro 13 does have a contraption at the top, which is a fume extractor, an air purifier. It's not a fume extractor, it's an air purifier. But just from my personal knowledge and my recommendation, I recommend you guys get a separate fume extractor because, like I said, safety does come first, right? So that's $10,499.99 for the printer, along with the shaker baker oven. Does not come with a stand or a fume extractor. All right, so keep that in mind. Okay, 13-inch print area, dual Epson I1600 print heads, 30 to 35 square feet per hour. All right, now next one we're going to compare it to is the R1, the Prestige R1, because All American Print Supply Co., they have the Prestige R2 Pro and they have the Prestige R1. They're both 13-inch DTF printers, right? But the difference between the two is the R1, the Prestige R1, same 13-inch print area, but instead of having a dual Epson 1600 print heads, it has an Epson F1080 print head in there. Just one Epson F1080 print head. All right, so instead of having dual, one to take care of the color and one to take care of the white, you're dealing with one print head that handles the white and the color in one print head. All right. And this one prints 14 square feet per hour. All right, so 14 square feet per hour for the Prestige R1 versus 30 to 35 square feet per hour with the Prestige R2 Pro. So now you're talking about, okay, how much money do I want to make, right? Because I keep on mentioning the square feet per hour because when you're getting orders and when business starts picking up, you're going to be limited to how much money you can make per day depending on how fast your printer can print. That's why these specs really matter. All right, so it's like, do I want to make more money? Do I want to maximize? Do I want to future-proof my business and buy something that prints faster? Or do I want to be stuck Because once you start printing and you print all day, you'll get an idea of how much money you can make per day. And as you start getting more and more orders, you'll start understanding like, wow, this is I'm stuck. I can't print any faster, and I need to print faster because I need to handle, you know, 120 12-inch prints or 120 13-inch prints. My printer can't do that. Can't print that fast. So you can calculate in your head, okay, well, it's going to take me 2.5 days to complete just this one order. So now you get stuck inside that box. This is what I want you guys to really think about when you're purchasing, because these are things that matter. These are things that will determine how much money do I want to make a day, right? All right, how much money do I want to make in a day? And that's what I suggest starting with when I'm considering what DTF printer to buy, because these print speeds really matter. 14 square feet per hour versus 30 to 35 square feet per hour versus 20 square feet per hour for that expensive Uninet printer. Omni Print printer, for the expensive Omni Print printer. 20 square feet per hour. You got dual i3200 print heads, and you're charging 17,000. That's crazy. All right, so for the Prestige R1, let's go back to that because that's what we're talking about. The 14 square feet per hour, it's $7,236.99 for the printer with the Shaker Baker oven, which is the Muro 13. And like I said, the Muro 13 does have a air purification system on the Shaker Baker oven, but I would still recommend getting a fume extractor. And of course, it does not have a table, no stand included in those two. So far the Prestige R1 and the Prestige R2, I can see why they did that. The Prestige R1 is the same body style, same size as the Prestige R2 Pro, but they made a more affordable version for people who might not necessarily be in that price range, can't afford $10,000, maybe you can afford $7,000, okay? So they did that for you guys. Change out some internal parts to make it more affordable and make it still profitable for their business so you guys can be more profitable. But again, I still would recommend getting an R2 Pro, just saving up a couple $1,000s and getting the R2 Pro, because that thing, both of them are gonna be a beast, right? But I'd rather have something that prints faster. Now, the elephant in the room, guys, the elephant in the room and the game changer, the industry shaker-upper, the thing that we don't really know what it can do. We're not really sure. It's not tested. It's not proven. It's just all hypothetical right now. It's all talk. It's in Kickstarter. Is the X-Tool apparel printer. See, the X-Tool apparel printer is a 14-inch printer that is not out to the public yet. And it's gonna shake up the industry a little bit, and it's gonna cause a big disturbance in the industry, because one, it prints 14 inches. It prints 14 inches, and that's already starting off at a bigger print area than the Prestige R2 R1 and the R2 Pro. All right. It has dual Epson 1600 print heads, and the R2 Pro has dual Epson 1600 print heads. But this is the difference, right? And I won't believe this until people start getting it and they start using it and they start like saying what the real deal is, because it's not released yet. This is the deal. It's saying, it's claiming, and I'm saying claiming because that's what they claim, because it's not out to the public yet and we don't really know it's gonna, once it get, sometimes when stuff is in Kickstarter and when it gets released, stuff changes. Okay, so it's claiming that it's going to print 50 square feet per hour. All right, so to put things in context, the Prestige R1 prints 14 square feet per hour, right? The Prestige R2 Pro prints 30 to 35 square feet per hour, but the X-Tool is claiming it's going to print 50 square feet per hour. 50 square feet per hour. So that means there's more money that you can make because it's going to print even faster. Like I said, I'll believe it when I see it. It's going to print just as clear because it has, just as nice because it has the dual Epson i1600 print heads. It's going to print faster, which I don't even know how it's going to do that. And The package, guys, this is the kicker. The package is going to be $6,299 for the entire package. Once again though, no fume extractor included, and like I said, you need a fume extractor. I would suggest getting a fume extractor because safety is first when it comes to your health, when it comes to the DTF printer, when it comes to business. Safety first for everything. So let's just process that for a second. Take a moment to process this. Xtool is claiming it's gonna, Jesus, this is just, I'm kind of like lost for this. Prestige R2 Pro, $10,499.99 plus tax. Xtool, $6,299, right? Prestige R2 Pro, 13 inches. Xtool apparel printer, 14 inches. Prestige R2 Pro, 30 to 35 square feet per hour. Xtool, 50 square feet per hour. ProColored is not even in the ballpark. It's not even included, worth mentioning, because even though it costs less, it costs a little bit more for the ProColored, but it prints significantly faster than all these printers. I mean, significantly slower than all these printers, so it's not even worth mentioning. And the Omni printer is just so expensive, it's not even in the same stratosphere. And it doesn't print as fast as the Prestige R2 Pro or the Xtool printer that claims to print 50 square feet per hour. So things are about to be really, really interesting, guys, in the DTF printing space, because when this thing is released to the public, if it does what it claims to do, the whole industry's got problems. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what printers that I did not include, along with their specs, how fast they print, and their price down in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you guys later. Peace.